Do you have an incredible backyard view and a vision of creating the perfect space to relax, socialize, or entertain? But here's the challenge. How do you bring in all those dream features without losing that amazing view? I'm Micah, your ultimate guide to outdoor living. I've been in the industry since 1995, helping thousands of homeowners worldwide overcome this design dilemma, blending functionality with the natural beauty of the outdoors. In this video, I'll share with you some creative design strategies to create a true backyard haven without sacrificing the beautiful view and the beauty around you. So let's go over the top 3 design strategies that you need to know to get your design, your backyard living space right from the start. Here we go. Number 1 design strategy is sightlines. These are so important when designing a backyard space, especially when you have an amazing view and you want to capitalize on that and not block that. Maybe your property has a majestic mountain view, a beautiful river or lake view, or a spectacular view of the city. All of these create picturesque backdrops that you want the design and placement of your outdoor living features to highlight and enhance rather than abstract or obscure. You want to make sure that the placement of features such as the covered structure or the privacy features, that they don't obscure the view from inside the home or inhibit the view from the backyard living space. So when planning your backyard, always start by examining the view from inside your home. Whether it's from your kitchen, from your dining room, or your living room, these sightlines are key, as they should lead your eye to a focal point destination in the yard that invites you outdoors, such as the covered structures, the fire features, or the seating areas. So design your space to create an extension of your home, featuring elements that catch your attention from inside and entice you to step outside. And keep in mind, when designing a backyard living space with a view, it's a more involved process. The view, whether it's a river, a valley, or a beautiful cityscape, is a key element to be designed around when taking into account the sightlines. In a typical neighborhood home backyard, it's not a concern to place features such as structures where they'll possibly block a neighboring home. It's actually a beneficial thing to do. You're blocking the view of the neighboring home, and it provides more privacy and seclusion in the backyard living area. In a typical neighborhood backyard, there's much more flexibility with layout of features. The features are the main focal point from the sightlines of inside the home to be highlighted and draw you outside, and features are used to mask those neighboring sightlines. However, with a spectacular view from those sightlines, the backyard living features, while also being a focal point to draw you outside, must be designed in a way to enhance the view. Look at this property in South Carolina. It had a stunning lake view that could be seen from inside the home. Now, the homeowners had an extensive list of features that they wanted to incorporate into the backyard living space. Listen to what the homeowners had to say when they reached out for help.
Everything. We want everything, Mom.
We want it all. We can do this.
But I wouldn't want the roof line of the outdoor kitchen to be blocking the view from inside the house of the lake.
Agreed.
But I also want to be in the pool to be able to see over from inside the pool, maybe, what's, the pond in the back. Have the privacy, but not lose the view at the same time.
Going back to the importance of sightlines, let's take a look at the design and let's see how we accomplish this before we dive into another important factor in designing a backyard living space with a view.
Without any further ado, I want to know if you guys would like to hang out here.
Wow.
Yeah?
A sunken fire pit with seat walls and a pergola create some added privacy while creating an inviting, cozy destination, but still maintaining that lake view. The in-ground pool with sheer descent water features and sun shelf sits front and center, once again not blocking the lake view from inside the home while enhancing that view from poolside or in the luxury spa. And then the beautiful 2-room covered structure with kitchen, bar, dining area, living room with fireplace, and outdoor bathroom sits to the right of the backyard space. You can see how the placement of the features left the lake view uninhibited from inside the home while maximizing the view from every destination. How'd you stumble upon my content or me in general?
When I first found you, I just looked up luxury backyards. Yeah. That's what I did.
Great.
Just going through, you got all kind of great videos on the web. So I just started watching a ton of videos.
Yeah.
And getting a feel for our property. You guys were great to work out, and you can tell from some of your renderings that we're not too far off from what you had drawn up.
No, it looked like it was almost spot on in a lot of cases. And I'm glad that the contractor followed those plans, or at least used those as a guide to bring your space into reality.
Yeah.
So if you have one of these beautiful view lots and you need help with design, I definitely want to be your designer. Typically when you're designing with a view, these are higher end properties and we want to make sure you get it right from the start. This is a large investment. Let's get the design perfect with the start. We design in total 3D, so you see everything before you start anything, and that will save you money, I promise. So click the link below and let's just have a free meeting and let's see your property and see how I can help you with 3D design. All right, so now let's talk about design strategy number 2 with designing around a view. Flow and connectivity. This is such an important factor that goes hand in hand with sightlines when designing any backyard living area. The proper placement of features and destinations and creating that flow and that connectivity are critical. So flow is the natural ease of movement through the space, both from inside the home to the backyard living area and from the destinations to the destinations within the backyard living area itself. Now you can see how the placement of features naturally pull guests outside and from destination to the next without encumbering the magnificent view of this lake. Let's look at the completed transformation and hear what the homeowners had to say about their new outdoor living space. What made you kind of want to take it to the next level and do an outdoor living space?
I just got tired of having a beautiful view in the backyard and never not being able to capitalize on it. We had talked for a few years about putting in a pool, but we finished the project. The next day we had our oldest daughters graduate from college, so we had a event out here, which was perfect. Almost every week I've taken a nap on a float in the pool since.
Wow. Welcome to the pool life. I mean, I love my pool life. How about that structure in general? Like, what has been a surprise adding the kitchen and stuff in there?
Well, the structure is probably 40 by 20, I think. It fits the property well. I mean, the size of it fits the property well. It's got everything in here that we could ever use or not use. We love having the refrigerator. We love having the bottom of your screen is is like the Sonic ice is in that.
Oh, cabinet. I love that, man! And all those heaters. I'm sure that keeps you nice and toasty.
Very cozy.
We didn't have the electrical capacity to do all electric, which I like the profile of the electric heater is a little bit better. So on that side of the room where the fireplace is, we have the 2 electric, and on the other side we have the 3 gas.
Wow, good job. Wow, it looks so nice. Our third design strategy is how to handle the slope with these view lots. Oftentimes, these beautiful view lots are on sloped properties. So how do we deal with that slope? So let's take a look at a few different properties that had these amazing views and these amazing view lots, but this added the challenge of the severely sloped space. And let's see how we overcame these challenges to create amazing backyard living areas. So let's look at this project in Illinois. They had a spectacular view of the lake that they wanted to highlight from every destination, but the property had a significant slope towards the lake. But the best way to handle this challenge on properties with views is by terracing the backyard living space into multiple living tiers. So when this homeowner reached out to me after purchasing this property on the lake, they had an old pool and they had an old backyard living space that needed a lot of attention. So take a look at what we did to give him those multiple destinations. We did a 2-level covered structure. Beautiful. On that second tier, you have just maximized the view from every angle up there. Now from the basement, they could also walk out and go to a covered outdoor living space on the first level. And this highlighted the outdoor kitchen on the pool deck level. Now we also turned that old pool into an infinity edge pool. Take a look at this design. So from the elevation of the deck, the upper deck, it looks like it almost goes right into the lake with that infinity edge. And then another way that we handled the elevation was with the fire pit destination. We did some built-in seating there to add to the elevation change, and then the fire pit destination. Also, we have to add in games with the pool, right? The pool party always grows into playing games around the pool. As you go down towards that lake on those elevations, we add a lot of outdoor games for the family. Always a great way to handle that sloped property. Now let's move over to Michigan and look at another challenging sloped property with a beautiful view of the lake. Now, when he called me with this property, they didn't have much, but they had the beautiful lake view, and he wanted to create multiple destinations on a very sloped property. So we started with the lowest door in the house, which was the basement door, right outside to that deck view. Now, we wanted the deck to be at the threshold of the door to highlight the view from that deck. It became a beautiful destination. But we also added the hot tub at that elevation to be able to enjoy the lake view from the hot tub. A couple of steps down is where you start to reach the main tier, the main elevation of the property, which became the kitchen, the bar, and that main elevation also highlighted his tiki bar. It was a beach bar that he set up with a TV and another secondary hangout zone. So this was a true man cave that he enjoyed sipping on whiskey while he watched football with the guys. So one of my favorite things that we did on this property is this viewing bar. So the bar was awesome because you can look over it from the main house and the main deck, but then when you're out there, it's a great spot for enjoying the view of the lake. Now with this bar, we added the fire pit table within the bar. So really be able to be warmed by the fire while you're enjoying the view of the lake. And obviously we had the kitchen at that same elevation, a great spot for doing your grilling, your barbecuing, hanging out with everybody at that elevation, again, enjoying the lake view. So a couple of more steps down past that bar, we did the fire pit destination. I always want you to try to sneak a fire pit in if you can, but this is a great way in this situation to take advantage of the slope. So 3 different elevations, and that bottom elevation was the fire pit destination right next to the lake. So again, tiered backyard living, but we're using those tiers as multiple destination locations. So remember that when you're doing your view locations, take advantage of that slope. So I'm sure you've seen now how important it is to design with these 3 key design strategies when designing with a view lot. Take a look at this video though. It's all about designing on slopes, and we show you footage of us designing and the principles behind it when we do the build work as well. Enjoy.